In the UFC, the number identified with pay-per-view events usually appears to have no great significance. But every so often, amidst the routine, emerges a monstrous event.
Tonight is a celebration of all the UFC has become.
We've had UFC 100 and 200.
This is UFC 200, the biggest night in UFC history.
And now, after months of speculating what could possibly come for UFC 300.
100 was special, 200 was special, but for 300, we're building the greatest card ever assembled.
The big question is, who's it gonna be?
We have finally arrived.
300. Prepare for glory!
Here he is, the inimitable Alex Pereira, one of the most popular fighters in the world.
Headlining this historical card is the new light heavyweight champion of the world, Alex Pereira, who aims to defend his belt for the first time against the former champion of this division, Jamahal Hill.
Alex Pereira, he is violent, he is scary, and he will be taking on Jamahal Hill. Like Pereira, he is a world-class kickboxer with serious power.
Pereira intends to sustain his rapid rise, further cementing his legacy, while Hill seeks to come back from injury better than ever and reclaim what he believes is truly his.
I'm truly the best. That's why I say I'm the king, because I know I'm the best in this weight division. And whenever I do fight him,
ele vai falar que é melhor do que eu, mas na hora, pô, eu tenho que mostrar.
And in the co-main event is a fight that promises nothing short of absolute violence as the newly minted BMF champion Justin Gaethje takes on another bona fide BMF in his own right, Max Holloway.
Justin Gaethje, making history, defending the belt. He's taking on Max Holloway.
His name is Highlight for a reason. When you mix Highlight and Bless, you get a Bless Highlight.
I know that he's going to try to take my head off, and he knows this.
Oliveira is back on his warpath to reclaim the lightweight gold as he takes on the hungry and surging contender looking to earn his shot at the belt, Arman Tsarukyan. A battle for the ages in the shark-infested lightweight waters that will produce the next challenger to the throne.
Is this not exactly the right fight to make?
Dude, this is going to be absolute fire.
UFC 300 is absolutely stacked from top to bottom. But before the UFC returns to Las Vegas for another historic night, get ready for an inside look into the biggest card of all time. The UFC's lightweight division has produced some of the most legendary fighters of all time. And one name that stands out is fan favorite Charles Oliveira. We all know the deal by now when it comes to the records this man has.
His name is plastered across the UFC record books. You likely know the credentials by now. Most submissions and finishes in UFC history.
His mentality, charismatic personality, and his brutal assault on what has been regarded as the most talent-stacked division in the sport for years has made him one of the most beloved fighters around the world. And although his title reign and historic win streak came to an end when he faced Islam Makhachev at UFC 280, he reaffirmed his presence among the best once again.
Charles went out, beat Beneil Dariush in very, very exciting fashion, in the kind of style that Oliveira always does. The man's a maniac in the best type of way.
And if he is to step in there with the champ again, he needs to prove himself one more time. But he has his hands full against a rising contender from the next generation of absolute killers, Arman Tsarukyan.
Say hello to the next generation of superstar at 155 pounds. He says, I'm not just ready to jump in the shark tank, I'm ready to be the apex predator.
A special athlete with a few things in common with his opponent at UFC 300. He too is coming off a vicious knockout win over Beneil Dariush and aims for a rematch with the lightweight king. And at 21-3 in his career, his rise has also been nothing short of impressive.
Arman Tsarukyan is only 27 years old, and he gets better and better every single time we see him. He's flying right now.
The young, explosive threat in every area is in for his biggest test yet on April 13th.
Arman versus Oliveira. There's a lot on that announcement, guys.
This is a fantastic fight, but it makes all the sense.
Despite being the betting underdog, it seems like Oliveira has the edge in most areas. He's an overwhelming sniper in the stand-up, and we all know his level when it comes to jiu-jitsu.
Arman's fought top-level competition, but no one at the level of Charles Oliveira. Will the experience of Charles Oliveira be able to counteract the youth and the inexperience of Arman Tsarukyan?
Although, we've seen him vulnerable at times, as he's susceptible to being hit quite frequently. So if Arman catches him with an explosion, he could very well end the fight. Not to mention, he's a beast of a wrestler, and hot with momentum at the moment.
Чарльз умеет только одно делать хорошо, это забирать спину и душить оттуда. Ничего у него нету там такого, там в гарде, он там накидывает что-то, но это не то.
This fight gonna be incredible, and UFC 300, you're gonna remember that fight all your life.
This one has fireworks written all over it, and whoever takes it will set themselves up for another huge moment next. Regardless of a physical BMF belt, Justin Gaethje and Max Holloway are straight-up BMFs no matter what. The resume of Max Holloway is one of the best in the promotion's history. Over the course of 12 years, he's carved a path of destruction through the featherweight division, doing just about everything.
When you go up and down his resume, you're talking about fights against the greatest fighters of this era. You're talking about a consistently high-level entertainment production from Max.
Interesting point. If Max had not taken this fight with Justin Gaethje, he probably would have found himself in another title fight against the new champion Ilia Topuria if Volkanovski wasn't ready for a rematch in time. Yet he's content with the firefight he has in front of him on April 13th.
I want to fight the best guys in the world, you know? I want to keep making my name and solidify myself as one of the greatest in the sports, and this is the way you do it. And he's a beast, bro. He's a future Hall of Famer. When it comes to April 13th, I'm in the octagon. Gaethje across me. It's going to be a really fun fight. A really exciting fight, and the fans are going to win.
The highlight is truly the perfect nickname for Justin Gaethje. He takes pride in getting into so-called car crashes and goes into every fight with the mentality to get a knockout or get knocked out trying.
This is entertainment. This is the entertainment business. I'm going to go in there and play a 50-50 car crash match, and one of us got to go.
Even though he failed to claim undisputed gold, he earned every bit of the BMF belt by finishing Dustin Poirier.
I think he's better than ever. I really do. I thought that in the Fiziev fight, because he always had the power. He always had that reckless abandon, that warrior spirit. But now he tempered it with technique and intelligence.
He continues to reaffirm himself as one of the most entertaining figures in the sport. And a win against Max Holloway will put him into another undisputed title setting next. But had this fight not been announced, his next fight was seemingly going to be for the belt anyway. But here we are. This might just be the biggest fight on UFC 300.
A true super fight. This is an incredible matchup. I love that the BMF belt is up for grabs. I love everything that Gaethje's putting on the line.
Max Holloway's granite chin will be tested against perhaps the hardest hitter available in Justin Gaethje. Relentless output and pressure versus power not just in the hands, but in the leg kicks, which will be a big factor.
Max Holloway, the man is an output machine. The volume of numbers that he throws is ridiculous. The cardio is second to none. But does he have the power of a Justin Gaethje? Because that's the big differentiator here.
Every single guy that I'm going to face brings something different, and majority of these people is power. Max is precision and quantity, and that's a different way to lose and a different way to fight. So yeah, I'm going to be prepared.
A lot of fans are worried we could see Max badly hurt, or even finished, as crazy as it sounds. But like we've seen so many times, he possesses the ability to break anyone down. But he's got to be careful walking forward, because Justin can counter a big barrage with one or two huge shots and crack him. Either way, this is an electric fight, and both are ready for 5 rounds of carnage.
BMF title, UFC 300, what more can you ask for, you know? Super excited. I can't.
I gotta make it ugly. That's the plan.
Few fighters have had an impact on the sport of mixed martial arts in the short time that Alex Pereira has. It's crazy to think that his UFC debut was just over 2 years ago. And in that time frame, he's gone 6-1, beating 4 former champions and securing 2 undisputed titles.
Have you had time to reflect on your short meteoric rise in the UFC? You know, you headlined MSG twice, you're headlining UFC 300. Have you had time to reflect on just how fast your rise has been?
Desde quando eu cheguei na organização, muitas pessoas não acreditaram, falaram, pô, o cara veio do kickboxing, pô, acho que não vai vingar. Muitos tentaram e não conseguiram, né? E hoje eu tô aí, né, fazendo a luta principal do UFC 300. Então isso para mim é muito importante.
Currently the undisputed light heavyweight champion, his first order of business is to take on the former champion who relinquished the belt last year due to injury.
It was announced by Jamahal Hill, the light heavyweight champion, that he will be vacating the title. He has torn his Achilles.
Like Pereira, Jamahal Hill has surpassed expectations here in the UFC in a very short amount of time. Since his win on Dana White's Contender Series, he's gone 7-1, claiming the undisputed title in his last fight at UFC 283, in which he happened to retire Pereira's good friend, Glover Teixeira.
The fact that he did beat your mentor, your training partner, Glover Teixeira. I mean, Yuri got revenge on Yuri Prochazka. You know who the other one is? Jamahal Hill.
These are 2 very dangerous strikers going head-to-head. Pereira has so many weapons on the feet with nuclear power, but Hill is also extremely dangerous with big-time power and believes he can actually outstrike Pereira.
I'm fully aware that I could take him down and I can wrestle better than pretty much I feel anybody that he's gone against. But for me, for what I want out of this and out of this challenge, I feel, yeah, he's gotta go to sleep. They gotta see the giant fall.
He wants to go out there, he wants to stand, he wants to bang, he wants to put it in the face of Pereira. He's very confident about taking the shots, but the reality is, can he take the shots? They don't know. We don't know either. Now, Alex Pereira is more technical, is more experienced, does have a little bit more speed. Both men are extremely powerful. A lot of people are kind of favoring Alex Pereira because he's such a sophisticated striker. He's one of the best kickboxers that we've ever seen in the UFC. Alex Pereira will be confident, Jamahal Hill will be confident, but that's why they're gonna fight.
UFC 300 is gonna be one of those events that people are never gonna forget. This has the potential to be the greatest night of fights in the history of combat sports.